Today's legendary lost sector is Perdition and is one of the more difficult lost sectors because of so much void damage many of the enemies deal, which does 50% more damage than normal to you because of the modifier. In this lost sector, we need to play a little more slowly and defensively than usual, but in this video, I'm going to go over the loadout I use and the path I take every time for faster and safer runs. Hi guys, I'm Legionless and this channel is about helping you enjoy your games more. If you want to enjoy your games more, subscribe to the channel to get recommended more Destiny 2 content on the channel, like what are the best rolls you need to get on the new weapons in Beyond Light. Make sure to comment down below if you have any other tips for this lost sector, and follow me on Twitter for more Destiny content. If you need specific tips for running this lost sector on the class you're running, there's links in the description below to a quick guide on the loadout to run on your class for quick and easy runs. In this lost sector, you're going to run into 2 barrier Hobgoblins and 2 Overload Minotaurs. Our loadout is going to need to be able to stun both of these champions easily, as well as have enough damage to reliably be able to kill them before they just run right through us. Every champion kill gives you an extra revive, and killing all champions should give you a higher chance at getting an exotic drop from the chest. The recommended power level is 1250, so you should be as close to this as possible, but it's still pretty doable if you're 20 levels under. You won't have the fastest runs, but you also won't be so weak that you won't stand a chance. You take extra damage from any arc damage, and while you're in the air, void damage you deal and receive is also increased by 50%, which is why Minotaurs and the boss will one-shot you if you're really low power level, and will get you to really low health if you're closer to the recommended power level. My usual kinetic scout rifle, Ariana's Vow, and heavy weapon loadout isn't going to work in this lost sector because of the countless arc shields in this lost sector. For this lost sector, I recommend a kinetic scout rifle still, but you should then run an arc SMG or pulse rifle and a void heavy weapon of your choosing. For this season, auto rifles and scout rifles are the only weapon types that can disrupt overload champions, but relying on auto rifles to disrupt these Minotaurs, teleport around a bunch makes them a terrible option. I cannot recommend enough that you get a kinetic scout rifle, like the Night's Watch from Gambit, so you can disrupt the Overload Minotaurs easily, as well as just having a good option to kill enemies from farther away. For your heavy weapon, you can use Truth, a legendary void rocket launcher, Falling Guillotine if you're feeling risky, the Deepstone Crypt LMG called Commemoration, or a void grenade launcher with spike nades. Whichever you feel most comfortable with, you should use because you get an extra 50% of damage for using a void weapon. You can also run this season's mods on your class item called Surge Eater and Thermal Overload. This combo disrupts overload champions if you damage them with a solar or stasis grenade, and when you disrupt the champion, you get your grenade back. This combo lets you use your grenade to stun and then get your grenade back instantly. A good option might be to also run Concussive Dampener and void damage resistant armor mods to reduce the incoming void damage you'll take. You'll want to make sure you have Overload Scout Rifle and either anti-barrier SMG or anti-barrier pulse rifle mods equipped to your gauntlets. For those of you that don't want to use a solar subclass for the Surge Eater and Thermal Overload combo, another very strong build is to use a void subclass like Ward of Dawn on Titan, Nova Bomb on Warlock, or Tether on Hunter combined with a seasonal artifact mod called Spoils of War. Spoils of War is a very strong class item mod that guarantees a heavy brick when you finish a champion. With 4 total champions in this lost sector, that's a guaranteed 4 heavy bricks. For those of you using a void LMG or grenade launcher, you'll pick up enough ammo that you can use your void heavy weapon as more of a primary weapon. When you start the lost sector, there's a bunch of arc shielded harpies flying around and a Hydra that can do a lot of void splash damage to you if you're not careful. You'll want to use your arc pulse rifle or SMG to break these shields and then finish up the kills with your primary. Once you kill these harpies, damage the Hydra as much as you possibly can. If you're able to kill it here, do so to do yourself a favor from having to deal with it later. Once the harpies are dead and the Hydra moves on, some more harpies and an Overload Minotaur spawn. Take care of the trash enemies first, if you can, before taking out the champion. If the champion comes after you, prioritize disrupting it. Once you've killed the champion, head to the next room where another Overload Minotaur will be. You'll want to bring this champion down the stairs you just climbed so you can face it alone without a bunch of other enemies shooting you. While it's alone, it shouldn't be too difficult for you to disrupt it and kill it with your void heavy weapon. After the champion is dead, you're just gonna pick off enemy after enemy as safely as you can because there's a lot in this room. Try and pick off the Hydra if it's still alive from safety, or it'll be a pain for you to be able to move around with its constant void splash damage. The wyverns are some very big threats in this room as well. Their void blast will leave you with almost no health and can easily one-shot you if they hit you while you're in the air. Getting close to them can be difficult if you're running a sword, so you're going to want to sneak up on them using cover. If you can take them out from range, I like to do about 50 to 60% of their health and then finish them for the fast kill and to save some ammo. Outside of the champions and the Hydra mini boss, the two wyverns are easily the most powerful enemies in the room, even more powerful and annoying than the Minotaurs. You're going to want to save the two barrier Hobgoblins for last and then take them out one by one. Do damage to them, pop their barrier with your arc SMG or pulse rifle, and then finish killing them. Once this room is cleared, it's time to face the boss and the enemies that spawn with the boss. You'll get a lot more arc shielded harpies, more goblins, and a couple hobgoblins. Kill them as safely as you can and deal damage to the boss when you're able to without getting destroyed by the boss's void weapons or the trash enemies around the boss. When you get the boss's health down enough, more enemies will spawn. Repeat what you did again, damage the boss, and then prepare to fight one more wave of enemies unless you can kill the boss before they spawn. Play your cover because the boss's void splash damage can still reach you, and if you pop your head out while you're low, you can get finished by the trash enemies shooting at you. If you're a low power level, just take your time and patiently take everything out one at a time and do damage to the boss when you safely can. A longer run where you don't wipe and have to restart is better than a run you rush and don't get any rewards from. You should have plenty of revives in case you die a few times, especially as you get more revives from killing the champions. Just take your time going through the lost sector and focus on staying alive more than optimizing DPS or clearing away enemies. If you reach 15 minutes on the timer, you'll lose all revives you have, so if you die again before opening the chest, you'll wipe and have to start over completely. If you need more specific tips for going through this lost sector on the class you're running, in the description below is a link to a video that will show you how to easily go through the lost sector on your class and what loadout to run to have some quick and consistent runs. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to enjoy your games more, like this video to help me out, and follow me on Twitter for more Destiny content. Thanks for watching.